was using before, so I'm gonna test it out. I just got home from a really long day at work, and I'm tired, but I'm gonna try to help you relax. And yeah, I just wanted to be completely transparent, but I'm having an adult beverage right now from Ferment Brewing Company. I'm having their Crystal Kingdom Hazy IPA. I'm not usually a beer person, but I like IPA. And yeah, it's really good. I'll try to drink it off camera, because I don't know the rules on that. Well, that didn't work. You can definitely see that. Okay. So, Happy New Year, everyone. It's almost January 3rd as I film this. I said the wrong date a couple times in the last video. Whoops. But hey, thanks for hanging out, and yeah, Happy New Year. So this is part 2 of my ranking movies I saw in the theaters in 2024. So I'm going to be referring to my letterboxed. I hope that this setting is okay. Maybe I'm too high, I'm not sure. Maybe I need to stack my microphone up another. Maybe that's it. I'll do that next time. I don't feel like getting up and screeching my chair. It's kind of quieted down in the building. I heard my neighbor on this side coughing earlier, and my neighbor on that side, he was talking on the phone hella loud for a while. But they're overall good neighbors, and I think I'm a good neighbor, so anyways, I don't know why that's relevant. But yeah, I'll be looking down at my letterboxd, so if I seem distracted, that's what it is. So we're going to be going through my top 11 movies of 2024 that I saw in theaters. And it was really hard to rank these because I really liked all of these ones a lot. So they're in order, but it's not set in stone, you know what I mean? Like it is, but I like a lot of them equally. That was kind of loud. Okay. I don't drink things that are carbonated that often, so my stomach gurgles and my throat makes weird noises a lot, I've noticed. So you just get to enjoy that as well. So yeah, work was a little stressful today, but it was still pretty fun. But my skin is tired, my hair is tired, my body's tired, and I hope you're tired too. Okay, so at number 11, I have the movie. This was the last movie I watched in 2024 in theaters. I saw it at 10 p.m. at night, and it is Baby Girl, 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 with Nicole Kidman. Now, I think this was kind of a divisive as a CEO at a tech company, kind of like Amazon, those kind of companies. And she gets involved in this raunchy, dirty, illicit affair with an intern. And he has her do all these really nasty things. And it really puts her family on the line and her job at stake. But she relinquishes all her power once she starts the relationship with him. But she kind of gets off on that, if that makes sense. It's a very adult movie. I would say if you're not over 18, do not watch that movie. Yeah, another don't go to the movies with your parents kind of movie. Not a first date movie either. Yeah, it's a freaky film, but it's very good. Nicole Kidman was great in it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. At number 10, we have Wicked, 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 Wicked. I was really excited to see Wicked. I saw it at a really cool theater with a bunch of my friends, where we laid down on these couches and had food and cocktails. Except we were in the front row and it hurt my back really bad and my neck. But it was so worth it. The two lead actresses were phenomenal. So good. So good. Cynthia Erivo, and I love Ariana Grande. She's one of my favorite singers of all time. And they both did a great job. Yeah, it was just a really great fantasy musical movie. And I had never seen the musical on Broadway, and I didn't read the book. So I didn't know much about it going in. But it was a great movie. It was kind of long. That was the only thing that I would say was a negative. But the songs are catchy as heck. And yeah, the singing is incredible. Acting was great. Sets were cool. Yeah, it was just a really fun film. Okay, the next movie is number 9. And at number 9, I have a movie that actually came out in 2023, but I didn't see until 2024. And I saw it a couple weeks before the Oscars. And it won a pretty major award. And this movie is Poor Things, Poor Things, Poor Things. I hope this new setting is picking up what I'm saying, because I really can't tell right now. It's a very unique movie. I don't think I've seen anything quite as bizarre. Yeah. Emma Stone plays this woman. Well, I can't give too many details if you haven't seen it, because the way she is born is kind of interesting. Or, I guess not born, created. And Willem Dafoe plays this mad scientist, and it's very fantastical, but science fiction-y and surreal. And the set design on this movie in particular was really cool. It was like they were walking through paintings for the entire movie. Yeah, I saw it so long ago that I can't remember much about it, but my friend that I went with to see it liked it so much that she went back and saw it again with her boyfriend. And yeah, it also is definitely rated R. There's a lot of you know what in it, but it's about a woman kind of exploring her newfound life, and she enters adulthood kind of immediately. And yeah, I liked the message behind it, and not letting men control everything you do. I thought that was interesting. Because men always wanted to control her, and she was just like, hell no, F that. Like, I'm not living that kind of life. So, it was cool. Good movie. Poor Things. At number 8, I have another movie that came out in 2023, but it's a Japanese film, and it wasn't released in the United States until 2024. And it's called Evil Does Not Exist. Evil Does Not Exist. And I think this was a really interesting film because I think it falls kind of under the thriller genre. I would call it like an environmental thriller. It's about a dad and his daughter who live in a small town in rural Japan, and I think it takes place mostly during the winter. And a big corporation sends a couple people on a team to set up a glamping site in the village, but it would ruin their water supply and cause, I forget what kind of sickness, but a sort of sickness in the animals nearby. Or that would add to it. I'm not sure, I can't remember. But the ending was very surprising, and they're just very pleasant, poignant scenes between characters. I remember a interesting monologue scene in a car while two of the team members are driving to the town. And that really stood out to me, and the cinematography and the shot of the trees in the beginning was cool. Yeah, I just remember really liking this movie and liking it more than a lot of other films, so it stayed up high even though I don't really remember all of it. But it was definitely a great movie. I would definitely recommend it. Okay, so the next film, also 2023, but didn't come out in theaters here until 2024, at least where I live, and I live in the Pacific Northwest. And this movie was probably one of the saddest movies I saw this past year, I should say. And it's All of Us Strangers. All of Us Strangers. And it's with Paul Mescal and, oh god, what's his name? Andrew Scott. He plays the main character. And Jamie Bell and Claire Foy play his parents in kind of, not flashback, some of them might be flashbacks, but there's kind of like a ghost element to the movie, and he meets his parents again as ghosts, but he's an adult, and they come to terms with their relationship and accepting him for, I think, being gay or something. I can't remember. I saw that really early into the year too. I think that was the first movie I saw in theaters in 2024. But it was heartbreaking. I was crying a lot during that movie. I think just the experience of coming out and relating to that really resonated with me, because I've gone through things like that. And yeah, it was just heartbreaking, and the ending was devastating. And oh god, yeah, beautiful film, beautiful, like hauntingly beautiful. That's how I'd describe it best. Okay, at number six, we have Dune Part 2. I actually had a really funny experience seeing this movie, because my friend and I went to like a 4D theater, and during the scenes where they were like flying through the desert, my seat got so freaking hot that it started burning my back. Like, I thought my back was, like, the skin was falling releases right now. And yeah, it was just a great film. I liked it way more than the first one, and I really enjoyed the book. I read it in high school, and it's a doozy. It's a long book, but I really think the director visualized the book really, really well. Really well. So yeah, that's coming in at number 6. Number 6. So now we're getting to the top 5. And this is where I kind of played around with this a lot, and it was really hard to place them and decide where to put them. So these are all neck and neck. The next movie I have is Civil War. Civil War. Civil War. I saw Civil War with my friend, who I see like indie movies with and kind of not as big mainstream movies. And this is by Alex Garland. He's directed quite a few other things. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know his name for sure. And it starred Kirsten Dunst, Kaylee Spaney, and some other people. But those are the names I can remember off the top of my head. And it was so memorable because of how heart-pounding it was. It made my heart race for most of the film. It was set in a near future America that's gonna turn politically, which could happen realistically. And yeah, I think the fact that it seemed somewhat realistic, and I think yeah, it just seemed kind of real. And it's about war journalists that go into part of the country to go, I think they're going to film a mercenary group, like kill the president, unalive the president or something. And yeah, it's a very interesting plot, but it's heart-pounding and shocking and loud, and yeah, it was just a really cool film. And I don't love war movies, but it was a very different take, and the acting was great, and it was just a great like action war movie, kind of post-apocalyptic in a way. Yeah, so that was in my top 5. It used to be my number 1, but then I saw these other ones, so. At number 4, I have another Kaylee Spaney movie, which is Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus. Alien is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I went into this expecting, okay, it could be fine, but it really blew my expectations out of the water. I think it's my favorite Alien movie since Alien. I think I liked it more than Aliens, which is kind of crazy, because that gets a lot of praise. But Kaylee Spaney plays this girl who has, like, I think her brother is, like, an android, and they go to, like, salvage parts from this abandoned space station. But then there's aliens up there, and a lot of crazy stuff happens. And there's this monster at the end of the movie that's absolutely terrifying. And my friends and I were all terrified in the theater. It was genuinely super scary, I think, at least. And yeah, vile. Yeah, it was just super scary, so I really appreciated that. And it really helped bring back the Alien franchise, I think. So yeah, that's in at number 4. And at number 3, what I think was the best horror movie, horror, I don't know if it's picking that word up very well, but what I think was the best horror movie of the year. At number 3, The Substance, starring Demi Moore. Margaret Qualley, Andy McDowell's daughter, and I think Dennis Quaid. And it's about a woman in Hollywood, I think in like this universe or like a parallel, similar universe. And she decides to take this substance that she hears about through the grapevine. And it's really sketchy, but she's like, okay, I've just lost my job and I don't know what to do and I want to be young again. And she takes it, and let's just say it has really serious consequences. And there's a really nasty scene where Dennis Quaid is jumping on shrimp, and the parallel between the beginning and the end is really nice. It has to do with the Hollywood star, I'll just say that. And there's a scene that's so crazy and so gory that it'll rock your socks off. And my mom is gonna watch it soon, and I don't think she's prepared because she doesn't watch any horror movies. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, I think it's Demi Moore's greatest performance, one of the best performances of the year, and just a phenomenal, phenomenal film. Yeah, great movie. I will definitely be watching it again. Number two is a very heartfelt film. A very heartfelt film. My friend was like, hey, do you want to go see this movie? And I had heard of it a little bit and thought it was just like a normal children's movie, so I was a little apprehensive because there's some really good children's movies and then there's some really bad children's movies. Okay, crap, my refrigerator's going. I hope that's not too loud. But, The Wild Robot, it's called The Wild Robot, and Lupita Nyong'o voices, oh, it's animated also. Lupita Nyong'o plays this robot who establishes a family and a community on an island somewhere in what I think is the Pacific Ocean. There's a lot of animals that I recognize from around where I live, so I think it's somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, Pacific Ocean area, or like the San Juan Islands or something. That's kind of what it reminded me of, and it's kind of a futuristic movie, except, yeah, you don't really know that for most of the movie. It's just really well done. I cried about 100 times, and it was just so heartwarming and unexpected. The music was great. The visuals were stunning. Yeah, The Wild Robot comes in at number 2. And I'm sorry, my refrigerator is being so freaking loud right now. And at number 1, I have another movie that's kind of a different thriller. I'd say it's definitely a thriller, but not your usual kind of thriller. And I saw it on election night. And it is my number 1 movie of the year. I loved it, surprisingly, for myself. It's just not something I think I usually like. And that is Conclave. With Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, Isabella Rossellini. And there's this shot that I remember of umbrellas out in the rain, and that's just stuck with me almost every day. That's just one of the most beautiful shots I've seen in a movie in a long time. And it was unexpectedly thrilling, and it taught me a lot about the inner workings of the Catholic Church and what happens when a new pope needs to be chosen, and how much corruption and deceit and lies fill just fill the city. The Vatican, it's interesting, and Ralph Fiennes delivers one of the best, I think, probably one of the best performances, up there with Demi Moore of The Year. And, yeah, it's just a phenomenal film. I think people of all ages would like it. Maybe not kids, because I don't know that kids would like it, but you could go see it like on a date. You could see it with your mom, you could see it with your grandparents, you know, that kind of thing. You could see it with your friends. It's very interesting. It's not something that I thought I would like, but I really liked it. And yeah, that's my number one movie of the year. And I hope that you saw some of these movies or are going to see some of these movies. And yeah, Happy New Year. Thank you for hanging out with me. And leave a comment below if you liked any of those movies or what your favorite movie of 2024 was. And I will see you very, very soon.